It is times like these, around the fire with all of you, that the films of time play within the flames, replaying stories of my greatest achievements and my greatest regrets. I remember the first time I became self-aware and how strange it felt to come into being. Like a haze was removed from the mind and a pestering focus emerged. With this new curiosity came the curse of existence, the awareness of self, the awareness of time. And with time, all things grow. Our wants, talents, skills, and memories. But with time also comes scars, loss, and regret. Yet it is only once we accept that life is painful that we can be free to live in reality. Most of us would rather work or drink ourselves to death than confront reality. The very notion sours our mood and poisons our intentions. Many of us are trying to end ourselves every day, but slowly and without awareness. Eating food that hurts our bodies, loving people incapable of loving us, ignoring our health and engaging in risky behaviors like meaningless sex or indulging in drugs. It is comical that most people don't see the truth of it all. It is not the drugs granting us happiness, joy, and ecstasy, but it is really the suppression of the lower states of consciousness that do this, numbing our grief, our sadness, fears, and depressions. The true state of existence, of reality, is ecstasy and joy. The burdens of the ego are what shackle us into being and feeling less than we are. This is why many wise mystics and teachers are in a perpetual state of joy and bliss. Not because of some drug or short-term gratification, but because they uplifted their spirit and have transcended lower states of consciousness. Artificial highs come at a cost, whether it be undeserved money, fame, knowledge, or happiness. With every swing of the pendulum, an equal opposite must occur. It is when we follow the ways of nature in the present moment that we allow for true happiness, reward, and enlightenment to enter our lives. There is no shortcut to self-mastery and realization. However, even in mistakes and sin, there is a light. For we can only go as high as we have been low. The alchemy of life is sacrifice of one thing for another, the transmutation of energy into another form of energy. We trade time for money. We trade desires for purpose. We trade dreams for tangible goals. In a world that requires us to take from other living things to sustain our own lives, we may feel guilty in the face of this fact. But don't feel so bad about this. As the good Lord said, "For you were made from dust, and to dust you will return." Everything is exactly as it should be, but sometimes we cannot see the forest for the trees. The truth is, most of us are tired, and I think even more of us are tired of being tired. That is why many of us fall into nihilism and self-defeating thoughts, thinking the effort is too great for the potential reward. Others may try and do anything to be seen, to be famous at any cost. I can't help but see this as an attempt to convince themselves that they exist, or ever did to begin with. They need others to tell them, and others to confirm their importance, because they never took the time to find that value and truth within themselves. I wonder how many of you out there are seeking the journey, and how many of you are waiting for the journey to find you. There have been many times in my life where it felt like I was at a train station in the middle of nowhere, watching a train go by, and for some reason, I'd just be watching, knowing the choice was always there, but just couldn't seem to take it. When I would finally get on the train, I'd get off for some reason and find myself alone again. Even if the train was empty, I somehow knew it was heading somewhere, to someone. I think the hesitation to ride the train is partly because of the baggage we must take with us. Afraid it's not worth the trip and that it's not worth the accumulation of more. But I can assure you, as the clock hand moves and the silence begins to scream, you will be left with more baggage than you can carry. And while you have the choice to leave that station, to leave this existence entirely, all you will have done is destroy a better future and solidify a pointless existence. I cannot tell you anything that lies ahead, but I can assure you that what you will leave behind is nothing but pain for others. I lost a friend to despair once. I remember hearing the wails of his mother. I remember the lines of sad faces and confused expressions at his funeral. Nobody gained anything. Nobody learned anything. All we got was more weight than we knew how to carry. The thing is, none of us make it out of this game alive, and none of us will ever really know why we are here, or what this is all about. But I can tell you, that even in my darkest moments, I knew it was all going to be okay. Because every day, behind masks of normalcy, people are fighting demons. They may not talk about it. They may never hint at it. But every soul I've ever met had stories to tell. Stories of shattering pain and horrible mistakes. Yet here they are before me, living, fighting, and trying their best. That is the human spirit, and that is what makes us so special. If they can do it, if I can do it, you can do it too. A million things could be our undoing, and a million things could have been your parents' undoing and their parents' undoing, and so on. And yet they had you. And here you are. An impossibility. An enigma. A miracle. You cannot convince me you don't matter. Only a fool couldn't see that we are all on the edge of something wonderful. You just don't see it yet. So don't wish for an easier life. Strive for the strength to endure it. I know it might be hard, but I know you can do it.